Video 19. Creating a WBS for the PMBOK initiating process groups. The tool WBS Schedule Pro is used in the implementation example. The objective of this video is to implement the processes related to the Integration Management Knowledge area in the Initiating Management Processes group. The Initiating Processes group has processes in two areas of knowledge: integration management and stakeholder management. The first knowledge area, the integration management, is one of the core areas that ensures all project processes are properly coordinated. Here we have an important process that is responsible for formally authorizing the existence of a project and providing the project manager with the authority to apply organizational resources to project activities. The project charter development process. The primary purpose of the project charter development process is to document the project's objectives, scope, stakeholders, and high-level requirements, as well as formally approve the project. The project charter serves as a foundational document that aligns the project with the organization's strategic goals. According to the PMI Guide, the activities for developing the project charter use some important inputs that will be presented now. The first important input is Business Documents Info. This activity analyzes the business case and benefits management plan to understand the project justification and expected benefits. Business documents are critical for the development of the project charter because they provide the foundational justification, context, and direction for the project. These documents ensure the project aligns with organizational goals, meets stakeholder expectations, and is viable from a business perspective. The key reasons why business documents are important for project charter development are: 1. Justification and alignment. The business case outlines the reasons for undertaking the project, including the problem it solves, including its benefits, costs, and risks, and the return on investment. This helps stakeholders understand why the project is necessary and worth investing in. 2. Clarifying value. Business documents clarify the value the project will deliver to the organization, such as increased revenue, cost savings, improved efficiency, or enhanced customer satisfaction. 3. Feasibility and viability. Business documents provide data and analysis to help decision-makers evaluate whether the project is feasible, viable, and worth pursuing. This ensures informed decision-making and reduces the risk of pursuing unviable initiatives. 4. Measurable goals and success criteria. Business documents often include measurable goals and success criteria, which are incorporated into the project charter. This ensures that the project has clear targets and can be evaluated for success. 5. Risk awareness. Business documents highlight potential risks, challenges, and constraints that could impact the project. This ensures that stakeholders are aware of potential issues from the outset, allowing for proactive risk management. 6. Resource allocation. The business case and other financial documents justify the allocation of resources, budget, personnel, equipment to the project. Without this justification, it may be difficult to obtain the necessary approvals and funding. 7. Stakeholder support. Business documents provide a clear rationale for the project, which helps gain support from key stakeholders, including sponsors, executives, and team members. This ensures that everyone understands the project's purpose and benefits, fostering alignment and commitment. 8. Drafting the project charter. The information in business documents, e.g., business case, benefits management plan, is used to draft the project charter. The charter summarizes this information in a concise format, making it accessible to all stakeholders and serving as a formal authorization for the project. In summary, business documents play a vital role in shaping the project charter by providing the necessary justification, clarity, and direction for the project. They ensure alignment with organizational goals, secure stakeholder support, and establish a solid foundation for project success. The second important input is agreements info for the integration management. Examine contracts, memoranda of understanding, or service-level agreements that define the project's scope and deliverables. Agreements are essential for project charter development because they provide the formal framework for the project's scope, deliverables, roles, and responsibilities. They ensure clarity, alignment, and accountability, which are critical for the successful initiation and execution of the project. Without agreements, the project charter would lack the necessary detail and authority to guide the project effectively. The key reasons why agreements are critical for developing the project charter are: 1. Defining scope and deliverables. Agreements, such as contracts, memoranda of understanding, service-level agreements, outline the specific scope of work, deliverables, and expectations for the project. This information is incorporated into the project charter to ensure everyone understands what the project will achieve. 2. Clarifying roles and responsibilities. Agreements often specify the roles and responsibilities of the parties involved, including the project team, stakeholders, and external vendors or partners. This helps clarify who is accountable for what, reducing confusion and ensuring smooth collaboration. 3. Establishing terms and conditions. Agreements include terms and conditions related to payment, timelines, penalties, and other legal or financial aspects. These details are critical for the project charter to ensure the project is feasible and aligns with organizational policies and legal requirements. 4. Formalizing expectations. Agreements formalize the expectations of all parties, including quality standards, timelines, and performance metrics. This ensures that everyone is aligned on what success looks like and how it will be measured. 5. Addressing risk management. Agreements often include clauses related to risk management, such as dispute resolution processes, liability, and contingency plans. These details help identify and address potential risks early, which can be documented in the project charter. 6. Securing stakeholder commitment. Agreements are typically signed by key stakeholders, indicating their commitment to the project. This formal commitment is reflected in the project charter, ensuring alignment and buy-in from all parties. Seven. Providing legitimacy and authority. Agreements serve as evidence of the project's legitimacy and the authority to proceed. They are often referenced in the project charter to justify the project's initiation and secure approval from sponsors or executives. 8. Engaging external vendors or suppliers. If the project involves external vendors or suppliers, agreements define the terms of engagement, deliverables, and timelines. This information is critical for the project charter to ensure the project can be executed as planned. In summary, agreements play a vital role in project charter development by providing a formal foundation for the project's scope, deliverables, and terms. They ensure clarity, alignment, and accountability among all parties involved, which is essential for the successful initiation and execution of the project. The third important input is Enterprise Environmental Factors info for the integration management. Consider internal and external factors, such as organizational culture, market conditions, and regulatory requirements that may influence the project. Enterprise environmental factors are essential for project charter development because they provide the context, constraints, and conditions that shape the project. These factors represent the internal and external conditions that influence how a project is initiated, planned, executed, and controlled. By considering enterprise environmental factors, the project charter becomes a realistic, aligned, and actionable document that reflects the organization's internal and external environment. Ignoring enterprise environmental factors can lead to misalignment, unrealistic expectations, and project failure. The key reasons why enterprise environmental factors are critical for developing the project charter are: 1. Alignment with organizational culture and governance. Enterprise environmental factors help align the project with the organization's culture, structure, and governance framework. For example, the project charter must reflect the organization's policies, procedures, and reporting hierarchies to ensure compliance and consistency. 2. Governance and approval processes. Enterprise environmental factors such as organizational governance frameworks and approval processes determine how the project charter is developed and approved. Understanding these factors ensures the charter is created in compliance with organizational standards and secures necessary approvals. Three. Resource availability. Enterprise environmental factors include the availability of resources, such as personnel, equipment, and budget, that impact the project's feasibility. The project charter must account for these constraints to set realistic objectives, timelines, and deliverables. Four. Stakeholder expectations. Enterprise environmental factors such as organizational culture, stakeholder risk tolerance, and market conditions influence stakeholder expectations. These expectations are documented in the project charter to ensure alignment and buy-in from all parties involved. 5. External regulations and standards. External enterprise environmental factors, such as government regulations, industry standards, and legal requirements, must be considered in the project charter. Failure to account for these factors could lead to compliance issues, legal challenges, or project delays. Six. Market and economic conditions. External enterprise environmental factors, such as market trends, competition, and economic conditions, can impact the project's scope and objectives. The project charter should reflect these factors to ensure the project remains relevant, viable, and competitive. Seven. Risk management. Enterprise environmental factors such as organizational risk tolerance and external risk factors, such as political instability and natural disasters, shape the project's risk management approach. These risks are documented in the project charter to ensure they are identified, assessed, and addressed throughout the project lifecycle. Eight. Strategic alignment. Enterprise environmental factors ensure the project aligns with the organization's strategic goals and objectives. The project charter must reflect this alignment to secure executive support, approval, and long-term organizational success. In summary, enterprise environmental factors are critical for project charter development because they provide the necessary context, constraints, and conditions that shape the project. By incorporating enterprise environmental factors, the project charter becomes a comprehensive and realistic document that aligns with the organization's internal and external environment, ensuring the project's success and relevance. The fourth important input is organizational process assets info for the integration management. Use templates, historical data, and lessons learned from past projects to guide the development of the charter. Organizational process assets are critical for project charter development because they provide the standardized processes, templates, historical data, and knowledge that help ensure the charter is consistent, accurate, and aligned with organizational practices. Organizational process assets serve as a valuable resource for project managers and teams, enabling them to leverage past experiences and established best practices. The key reasons why organizational process assets are essential for developing the project charter are: 1. Standardized templates and processes. Organizational process assets often include templates for creating the project charter, ensuring consistency across projects. Standardized processes for initiating projects help streamline the development of the charter and ensure it meets organizational requirements. 2. Historical data and lessons learned. Historical data from past projects, such as success rates, challenges, and outcomes, can inform the development of the project charter. Lessons learned from previous projects help avoid past mistakes and incorporate best practices, increasing the likelihood of project success. Three, organizational policies and procedures. Organizational process assets include organizational policies, procedures, and guidelines that must be followed during project initiation. This ensures the project charter complies with internal standards and governance frameworks, maintaining alignment with organizational practices. Four, stakeholder information and engagement strategies. Organizational process assets often contain stakeholder registers, communication plans, and engagement strategies from previous projects. These assets help identify key stakeholders and their expectations, which are documented in the project charter to ensure alignment and buy-in. Five, risk management resources. Organizational process assets include risk registers, risk management plans, and risk response strategies from past projects. This information helps identify and address potential risks early in the project, which is reflected in the project charter to ensure proactive risk management. Six, standard metrics and success criteria. Organizational process assets often define standard metrics and success criteria used to evaluate project performance. These metrics are incorporated into the project charter to establish clear objectives and measurable outcomes, providing a basis for evaluating project success. Seven, efficiency and accuracy. By leveraging existing templates, processes, and data, project teams can develop the project charter more efficiently and accurately. This reduces the time and effort required to create the charter from scratch, allowing teams to focus on execution. Eight, consistency across projects. Organizational process assets promote consistency in how projects are initiated and documented across the organization. This consistency helps stakeholders understand and compare projects more easily, fostering better decision-making and resource allocation. In summary, organizational process assets are essential for project charter development because they provide the tools, templates, data, and knowledge needed to create a comprehensive and consistent charter. By leveraging organizational process assets, project managers can ensure the charter aligns with organizational standards, incorporates lessons learned, and sets the project up for success. Ignoring organizational process assets can lead to inefficiencies, inconsistencies, and missed opportunities to apply best practices, ultimately jeopardizing the project's success. According to the PMI Guide, project charter development activities produce important deliverables for the entire project development. 1. The first important deliverable is project charter from integration management. This is the key output of the develop project charter process. It formally authorizes the project, provides the project manager with authority to allocate resources, execute the project, and documents high-level project information such as objectives, stakeholders, and success criteria. It serves as a reference point throughout the project lifecycle. Here are the key pieces of information that should be included in a project charter. 1. Project purpose or justification. With relation to business case, explanation of why the project is being undertaken, including the problem it solves or the opportunity it addresses. With relation to objectives, high-level goals and what the project aims to achieve. Two. Project scope. With relation to scope statement, a brief description of what is included and excluded from the project. With relation to deliverables, key outputs or products that the project will deliver. 3. Stakeholders. With relation to key stakeholders, identification of the main individuals or groups affected by or involved in the project. With relation to roles and responsibilities, clear definition of the roles and responsibilities of the project team and stakeholders. 4. Project objectives and success criteria. With relation to SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound objectives. With relation to success metrics, criteria that will be used to determine if the project is successful. Five. High-level requirements. With relation to key requirements, high-level description of the main requirements that the project must meet. 6. Assumptions and constraints. With relation to assumptions, factors that are considered to be true, real, or certain without proof. With relation to constraints, limitations or restrictions that the project must operate within, such as budget, time, or resources. Seven. Risks. With relation to initial risk assessment, identification of potential risks that could impact the project. 8. Budget. With relation to high-level budget, an estimate of the financial resources required for the project. 9. Timeline. With relation to milestones, key dates and milestones that the project must meet. With relation to high-level schedule, a broad timeline of the project phases. 10. Approval requirements. With relation to approval process, description of the process for approving the project charter and any subsequent changes. With relation to sign-off, signatures or formal approval from key stakeholders or sponsors. 11. Project manager authority. With relation to authority level, the level of authority granted to the project manager, including decision-making and resource allocation. 12. Communication plan. With relation to communication strategy, high-level plan for how communication will be managed throughout the project. 13. Project sponsor. With relation to sponsor information, name and contact information of the project sponsor who is providing support and resources for the project. 14. Project team. With relation to team members, list of key team members and their roles. 15. Governance structure. With relation to governance model, description of the governance structure that will oversee the project, including any steering committees or oversight bodies. 16. Dependencies. With relation to key dependencies, identification of any external or internal dependencies that could impact the project. 17. Quality standards. With relation to quality criteria, high-level description of the quality standards that the project must adhere to. 18. Change management process. With relation to change control, description of the process for managing changes to the project scope, schedule, or budget. 19. Closure criteria. With relation to project closure, criteria that must be met for the project to be considered complete. 20. References. With relation to supporting documents, any documents or references that support the information in the project charter. In conclusion, by including these elements, the project charter provides a comprehensive foundation for the project, ensuring that all stakeholders have a clear understanding of the project's purpose, scope, and objectives. 2. The second important deliverable is assumption log from integration management. This log is initiated during the develop project charter process and updated throughout the project. The assumption log is a key output in project management, particularly during the initiating and planning processes. It is used to document all assumptions and constraints that could impact the project. In integration management, the activities to obtain the assumption log are part of the broader project initiation and planning efforts. The assumptions log is a key output in project integration management, particularly during the initiating process group. The assumptions log is used as an input to other processes, such as define scope, develop schedule, estimate costs, and plan risk management, ensuring that assumptions are considered in all aspects of project planning and execution. Its importance during the initiation phase includes 1. Foundation for decision-making. Assumptions are factors considered to be true, real, or certain without proof or demonstration. During initiation, these assumptions help stakeholders and the project team make informed decisions about the project's feasibility, scope, and objectives. 2. Risk identification. Assumptions often carry inherent risks. By documenting them early, the project team can proactively identify potential risks and plan mitigation strategies during the planning phase. 3. Clarity and alignment. The assumptions log ensures that all stakeholders have a shared understanding of the conditions under which the project is being initiated. This alignment is crucial for setting realistic expectations and avoiding misunderstandings later. 4. Basis for planning. Assumptions documented during initiation serve as inputs for the planning processes. They influence the development of the project scope, schedule, budget, and risk management plan. 5. Tracking and validation. As the project progresses, assumptions may need to be validated or revised. The assumptions log provides a centralized place to track changes, ensuring that the project adapts to new information or circumstances. 6. Communication tool. The log serves as a communication tool, ensuring that all team members and stakeholders are aware of the assumptions underlying the project. This transparency helps build trust and collaboration. 7. Supports project justification. During initiation, assumptions help justify the project's business case and charter. They provide context for why the project is being undertaken and what conditions are expected to hold true. In conclusion, obtaining the assumption log involves identifying, documenting, validating, and integrating assumptions and constraints into the project management process. This log is a living document that evolves throughout the project lifecycle, helping the team manage uncertainties and align expectations. By actively maintaining the assumption log, project managers can reduce risks and improve project outcomes. And here end this video. The next video's coming soon. 1. Creation of the WBS for a project considering all PMI processes. 2. Project life cycles. Here we will talk about predictive, iterative, incremental, adaptive, hybrid. 3. Examples using WBS Schedule Pro. 4. Examples of project plans using MS Project. And many more videos. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like this video and want us to continue with new topics. Subscribe to the channel. All content is free. You can also comment suggesting topics you would like to see on this channel. Thank you.